Hey, let's talk about Ring of Honor from Ring of Honor TV, March the 15th, 2021. So we start the show with Jay Lethal preaching about the foundation. I mean, he has gone full berserk preacher, talking about purifying Ring of Honor. He's just gone, it's nutty. About blaming himself for losing the tag team titles because the foundation did lose the tag team titles to La Facción and Gobernables. And then he says, now we got the opportunity to get the world title. And this is bigger than him. It's bigger than Ring of Honor. It's going to give the foundation a chance. It's going to give us a chance to purify Ring of Honor. This is what we need. And I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, he is very serious about purifying Ring of Honor. He don't like what Ring of Honor has turned into. He's dead serious about this. I'm like, okay. So Jay Lethal will be facing ROH March the 26th. So Ring of Honor will be having a pay-per-view event. Their anniversary show will be March the 26th, which is a Friday. The same day SmackDown comes on. For starters, I know that what is Ring of Honor and their Friday pay-per-views? This is the only company, and maybe that's what the interest with them is. They're the only company that does like Friday pay-per-views. Nobody else is that ballsy, that gutsy, that nutty. We're going to do daytime pay-per-views. Weekday pay-per-views. Let's put it like that. That's crazy. WWE does weekday pay-per-views like, for like the Saudi shows or something like that. But like as a regular Friday show, like usually somebody tries to get the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. They just say, fuck it, we going on Fridays. I don't know, man. I'm going to watch it eventually, but I'm probably not going to watch it live. All right, so the first match, Dak Draper versus Fred Yehi in a Pure Rules match. So the pre-match promos. So Dak Draper says that, Fred Yehi has gotten a lot of success and he hasn't let it got to his head. So he's very humble and he appreciates that. And then Dak Draper says, well, I have success. Of course I let it go to my head because it motivates me. I live, eat, and breathe success. And he just goes, talking about how, if you're not trying to be a success, you're a failure. And that he's not going to let anybody stop him from becoming a success. Okay, so Fred Yehi starts talking about, he's sitting there very somber. He's thinking about this and he's saying how much he needs to win. And that, he's lost and lost and lost in Ring of Honor. And that if he wants to maintain his place, he's got to win. So now he's more motivated than ever because he doesn't want to lose his place in Ring of Honor. And I'll say, okay, cool. So this is a Pure Rules match. And Dak Draper was undefeated in Pure Rules matches. Okay, cool. This was a fairly standard match with a lot of counters and, chops and stuff like that. There was nothing particularly spectacular in this match. It was just basically a very standard match. Very standard. Yehi worked the body. And then out of nowhere, Dak Draper threw a punch, which is illegal. You get one warning. But the punch ended up breaking Fred Yehi's momentum because he was working the body with, backbreakers and different submission holds and stuff like that. And then also body punching, which you can do. You can do closed fist body punches. And Dak Draper, boom, punched him in the face. Took his warning, but then hit his finish with the Magnum KO. And then this was hilarious. This was fucking hilarious. He went over to the corner. He got a participation award, like a participation ribbon, right? And he put it in his hand. And so when they went to do the code of honor, it put the participation award in Fred Yehi's hand. And Fred Yehi was still on the floor as this happened, right? So he's already mad that you punched him in the face during a match where punching is illegal. And so now he's giving him this participation award, and Fred Yehi is just looking at this thing, and Dak Draper tries to shake his hand again, and then Fred Yehi just basically threw the participation award down, and then he offered, to shake his hand one more time. Dak Draper did, and Fred Yehi was like, "Nah, man," shoved him and pushed him away. So then Dak Draper's like, "I'm the ultimate sportsman." Like I gave him an award for trying and everything. So that was pretty good. I like that gimmick. I love the harkening back to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, where you kind of humiliate your opponents. You give him a participation award. That's dope. I'm glad. I can't believe nobody else thought of that before. You know, maybe somebody did and I just don't remember it. But he gave him a participation award, a thank you for trying. At least you tried. So they did a promo with Tony Deppen, who talked about wanting to wrestle Dragon Lee for the TV title, and that he needs to bring his A game because he's going to be wrestling Kenny King. And he says that the Facción and Gobernables will be hanging around, and he knows that, so he's going to have to keep his head on a swivel. Okay, cool. Kenny King is then rambling on about Tony Deppen stepping into dangerous waters, and the Facción and Gobernables is a weapon, and that the internet hyped Tony Deppen, and that this is not going to go the way he wanted it to go. And then he tells Amy Rose to back off, leave him alone. I've seen a lot of pictures of Amy Rose. She got a nice little chest on her. I ain't gonna lie about that, dog. Nice little chest on her. Anyway, Kenny King loses to Tony Deppen because of course he did. The Facción and Gobernables, Bestia del Ring, Amy Rose, and Dragon Lee came out with Kenny King. They were floating out around inside the ring, basically taking Tony Deppen's attention away. Kenny King dominated early. Tony Deppen did a pretty good job of firing back up, which I thought was pretty cool. Kenny King was being cocky the whole match, not taking it really seriously. And then, of course, Tony Deppen would do little things to get him back into it, like a DDT on the floor, or a tornado DDT on the floor. And then the big change of the match, which, of course, kind of gave away the finish, is when Kenny King took advantage of Tony Deppen slipping on a springboard. So Tony Deppen does a springboard move. He slips. He kind of catches himself by, rolling out of it, but he's out of position, and Kenny King hits him with a Tiger Driver. 1, 2, Kenny King pulls him up and says that he wasn't done with the guy yet. He wasn't done with him yet. And then, of course, this leads to Tony Deppen rolling up Kenny King and pinning him. Because, of course, Kenny King is acting like he's fucking Undertaker or something. So Kenny King lost right in front of everybody. Embarrassing the Facción and Gobernables. And Tony Deppen is one of the plainest individuals in the world. Nothing particularly special about him. I don't not know why he's getting this shots with other people are probably more credible as far as the TV title is concerned. Anyway, the Facción and Gobernables didn't beat the shit out of Tony Deppen, which should have been expected. And then Brody King came down. Brody King, who wrestled ROH for the title at Final Battle. Brody King was able to bump the Facción and Gobernables before, he bumped pretty much every member. And then, the 4-on-1 became too much for him. Then they started strangling him with a t-shirt, which, it's a good way to take care of a big dude like Brody King. You grab him, you wrap a shirt around his throat and you strangle him. That's a good way to get him. So he got him down, and then they put together they got a table from under the ring. Then they laid Brody King on the table, and Bestia del Ring jumped off the top rope through the table with a big old senton splash. And the Facción and Gobernables stood victorious over both Tony Deppen and Brody King. And what was, it was an okay match. It was another match where it was kind of bland. Like the first match was kind of bland, and this one was too. It just it was kind of bland. The main event though was Flip Gordon versus Flamita. So Flip Gordon, who apparently has the charisma of a textbook, a college calculus textbook, it basically just says he wants a world title match if he wins. And then Flamita did a promo backstage where he talked about Flip Gordon disrespecting him, and that Flip Gordon had taken his mask. And that, okay, well, it says like, okay, you might not be the flippity flip good guy anymore, but I got a little bit of Rudo in me too, so I'm going to show you tonight what I can do. And these two guys had a hell of a match. It was very physical, very aggressive, a lot of chops and slaps and stuff like that, a lot of super kicks. There was a lot of super kicks in this match. Too many super kicks. Flip Gordon continues his string of refusing the code of honor. He refused to do code of honor. I like that about him. He it's actually interesting that, you have this guy who refuses to take care of to follow the rules. Flamita will always get the advantage outside the ring, which is a pretty interesting story to tell, considering Flip Gordon was cheating a lot. There was actually a Tiger Driver in this match too, which I thought was weird because they just did one in the previous match. Flamita surprised them with a poison Rana, and then actually started taunting Flip Gordon, kicking him in the head and saying stuff to him, and then that would actually piss Flip Gordon off because then we find out in this match through commentary that Flip Gordon actually speaks Spanish, so he understands Flamita is talking shit to him, so he would fire back up and hit him a little bit harder and come back a little bit stronger. It was a great frog splash by Flamita. It was actually it's almost like a Rob Van Dam like frog splash. It's pretty far. I think he said it's 15 feet across the ring. That's pretty dope. There was a springboard sling blade by Flip Gordon, which was bad fucking ass. That move was great. So I like that too. This match was pretty good. The finish came with Mark Briscoe sliding a chair into the ring just randomly. Referee sees the chair, picks the chair up to move it. Flamita whips Flip Gordon to the ropes. Mark Briscoe hits Flip Gordon in the back with the chair. And then Flamita rolls up Flip Gordon for the pin. Flip Gordon was pissed, obviously, afterwards. And beat up Flamita and then snatched his mask off again. So the Mexi squad, Bandito and Ray Phoenix, Ray Oris, came down to beat up Flip Gordon and get Flamita's mask back. So Mark Briscoe did this because Flip Gordon had cost the Briscoes their match, the tag team title match, or the number one contendership for the tag team titles. He was paid by EC3 to interfere and cost the Briscoes the match because EC3 wanted to bother Jay Briscoe. And so we're going to set up Mark Briscoe versus Flip Gordon, which I think is already official signed for the 19th anniversary show. Because EC3 and Jay Briscoe is official. I think I know the card to that, but I think I memorized the card to that. I know it's Roosh versus Jay Lethal is the main event. Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus versus Kenny King and Dragon Lee for the tag team titles. EC3 versus Jay Briscoe is a grudge match. I wonder if they're going to have a cinematic match or not. Probably not. I'm pretty sure they match they probably weren't going to have a cinematic match at Final Battle either. I don't think Ring of Honor is going to do that. Go through the whole cinematic match system. Maybe Mark Briscoe versus Flip Gordon. And I know Josh Woods versus Dalton Castle is actually going to be on that match too. And that might be Dalton Castle's final match. So that card is decent. It's a decent card, but it's going to be on a Friday night. It's like, you're pushing it, guys. You're pushing it. But this is a very skippable episode of Ring of Honor. Unless you're really, really interested in Ring of Honor, you don't need to sit down and watch the whole thing. But Flip Gordon versus Flamita is really good. It was really dope. But that's it. That's all I got. Nothing was too offensive. Nothing was dumb. So they doing things that make sense. I appreciate wrestling that makes sense, even though it was a little bit bland. But if you guys want to ask any questions, got any comments that you don't want to put in the comment section, feel free to send them to Mr. Slade 8, Mr. MRSLADE 84 at gmail.com. Use the hashtag 3Count commentaries to support the channel. I appreciate you guys doing that. You want to send money, send cash, you could do so via the Cash App, which should be in the description and or in the comment section. And thank you guys for your time. Make sure to hit the like button. Please hit the like button on your way out or on your way in, whichever one. And thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.